Hello guys, welcome back again to another tutorial. My name is Dorothy. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to sew this beautiful off-shoulder bustier dress with trending drape sleeve. In my previous video, we did everything pattern drafting. So if you haven't seen that video, I'm going to leave the video in the description box and on end screen. So make sure you check it out, okay? Without wasting much of your time, let's get right into today's video. For the upper part of the dress, I've already transferred the pattern on the fabric and I've cut it out. As you can see, this is my center front. When I was cutting, I didn't add any sewing allowance to it, so I cut on the main fabric and also on the lining piece, and after I was done with that, I went on to iron some interface on it. For the interface, I used gum stay and wording for it. You can use any interface of your choice. This is going to help give the fabric some strength and structure, okay? The wording is going to give the bustier some structures. Then for the back pieces, when I was cutting it out, I added 2 inches sewing allowance, and then for the side front, I did the same thing as well. When I was cutting it, I added 2 extra inch for sewing allowance. So now I'm just going to keep the back pieces and I will remove the pattern paper for the front piece. I will keep them aside while we work on the front pieces. I will be keeping the lining of the front piece aside too. So what we are just going to be working on now is the main fabric first. So here is the center front. I just opened that up, okay? Then here are the both side fronts, so I'm just going to put them in their rightful place. Now you're just going to pick one of the side fronts and place it on the center front, right side facing each other, just the way you see me doing. Then you will take it over to the sewing machine to sew following the curve, okay? You will do the same thing to the second side as well. You will pick the side front and place it on the center front, right side facing each other. After that, you're just going to take it over to the sewing machine and sew. If you are a beginner, sewing the bustier, that can be quite taxing and tricky. So what you will do, get your office pin and start pinning it just the way you see me doing, okay? So pin this all the way around, and after that, you are going to do the same thing to the second side as well. After you are done pinning, then you take it over to the sewing machine and sew the dart by 1/2 inch. By the time you are done sewing, this is what you should have it looking like. Now I will take this over to the sewing machine to sew. Once I'm done with that, I will bring it so that you see what it looks like. Also, I will be doing the same thing to the lining piece as well. Then for the back pieces, I'm going to separate the pieces from each other. Make sure you place the lining piece on the make fabric, right side facing each other. After that, you're going to head over to the sewing machine and you're going to sew the neckline on both sides. Then you will repeat the same thing to the second back piece as well. Make sure that the lining piece is on the main fabric and the both right side are facing each other. After that, you're just going to sew the neckline and the both sides. So let me go and do this and bring it so you see what it looks like. So guys, this is what I have after I was done sewing the front piece, and you can see how it looks like. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to notch around this curve area so that by the time I iron it out, the cup area, that is the bust cup, is going to sit properly. So you're just going to use your scissors to notch all around this curve area, okay, so that it will be easier for you to iron. After notching all through, you're going to open the seam allowance like this and you're going to iron it, okay? Give this a very good press. You're going to do the same thing to the lining piece as well. You're going to use your scissors to notch around that area. After that, you're going to iron it alongside the main piece. Then for the back pieces, I've already gone ahead to sew it just like I explained to you earlier. I went on to sew the neckline and then the both side, and I did the same thing to the both pieces. Now the next thing you're going to do is to use the scissors to notch around the back neckline, okay, so that when you turn this over to the right face, it's going to sit properly. Guys, don't joke with notching, especially when you're sewing a curve side or curve area. Always remember to notch because this will make your seam neater. After I was done notching both the neckline of the back back pieces, I'm just going to, dip my hand through the waistline and turn this over to the right side. And guys, this is what it looks like on the right side. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this over to the ironing table and I'm going to give this a good press. So guys, this is what the front piece looked like after I was done ironing. You can see how neat this looks. Also, I did the same thing to the lining piece as well. You can see how this looks. So what I did after I was done ironing the lining piece, I decided to make it top stitch on the lining. So now the next thing we're going to do is to join the both pieces together. So I will simply place the lining piece on the main fabric like this, right side facing each other. After that, I'm just going to use your office pin to pin around the neckline just the way you see me doing. You can as well, take it over to the sewing machine and sew it directly, but for the sake of the beginner, I'm just going to pin this all the way around. And after pinning, I'm going to head over to the sewing machine and I'm going to sew the neckline, and also I'll be sewing the both side. I'll be sewing the neckline by 1/2 inch, and also the side I'll be sewing it by 1/2 inch too. So guys, these are my back pieces. This is what it looks like after I was done ironing. You can see how neat it is. And while I was ironing, I decided to iron the dart area. So the next thing I'm going to do is to fold that dart point, then I'll take it over to the sewing machine and I'm going to sew the dart by 1/2 inch. I will do the same thing to the other side as well. I'll simply fold the dart area, then take it over to the sewing machine to sew. And guys, this is what my front piece looked like after I was done joining the lining to it. You can see. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to use my scissors to notch around the neck area so that when I turn it over to the right side, the neckline is going to sit properly. So go ahead and do the same thing. Use your scissors to notch around your neckline. After that, you're just going to turn it over to the right side just the way you see me doing. Arrange it properly, then take it over to the ironing table and give it a good press. For the skirt part, I am done joining the bridal satin to the lace. Now I'm going to turn this over to the right side and I will be turning the remaining pieces as well. If you are wondering how we got here, well, in my previous video I've already told you how to join the bridal satin to the skirt part. So if you've not seen that video, please go ahead and watch that video because you'll really learn a lot. I'll be leaving the video link on end screen and also in the description box, so make sure you check it out. Okay, so after turning all the skirt pieces over to the right side, the next thing I'm going to do is to take them to the ironing table and iron it properly. So guys, this is what the front piece looked like after I was done ironing it. You can see how neat this is looking. Yours should even look better than this. You can see how the cup is sitting very well. It's sitting pretty. And here are my back pieces as well. I've gone ahead to sew the dart and also iron it. So now the next thing we are going to do is to join the upper side with the skirt part. So now I'm just going to bring my front skirt piece. I've already ironed it, as you can see. So now you're going to place the half length on the skirt part, right side facing each other, just the way you see me doing. Now you're going to take it over to the sewing machine and join the waistline by 1/2 inch. And I'm going to repeat the same thing to the back pieces as well. So I'll place the half length of the back pieces on the skirt part, then I will go ahead and join the waistline by 1/2 inch. And I will also repeat the same process to the second back piece as well. Simply place the half length on the skirt part, then take it over to the sewing machine and join the waistline by 1/2 inch. And guys, this is what I have it looking like after I was done joining the half length with the skirt part. And also these are the back pieces after I was done joining the half length with the skirt part. So now I'm just going to keep the front piece aside while we work on the zipper. So guys, you're going to place your both back pieces together, right side facing each other. After that, you're just going to mark your zipper allowance. Remember, I am working with a 2 inches zipper allowance, so I went on to use my chalk to highlight that point just the way you see me doing. So just go ahead and do the same thing that I am doing right now. Highlight your zipper area. After that, you're going to take it over to the sewing machine and you're going to run a temporal stitch on it. Okay, so guys, this is what I have after I was done sewing the zipper. Remember, it's a temporal stitch, so we are going to lose it later to fix the zipper. And after I was done with that, I went on to join the front and the back pieces together, right side facing each other. I used my office pin to hold this side together because we want to join the both side. Okay, so here on the bust point, I'm going to divide the round bust measurement I am working with by 2, and I will mark it, taking note of the sewing allowance. Then here on the waistline, I'm going to do the same thing as well. I'll simply divide the waist circumference measurement I am working with by 2, and I will mark it, taking note of the sewing allowance. Then here on the hip line, I will simply do the same thing. I will simply divide the hip circumference measurement I am working with by 2, and I will mark it on both sides, taking note of the sewing allowance. After that, I'm just going to use my chalk to connect all these points together to form the body shape. Okay, I'll take this from the hip all the way down to the length, just like this. Now I'm going to take this over to the sewing machine, and I'm going to join the both sides just like this. So guys, this is what I have after I was done joining the both side. I sewed this from the armhole all the way down to the length of the dress, and after I was done with that, I went on to fix my zipper. You can see how neat this looks. Okay, so guys, for this slit part, you can go ahead and use your helming gum to helm this down, or you can weave the edges and still use your helming gum to helm it. I'll be using my helming gum to helm this slit part so that it stays in place. I'm sure you guys know how to use helming gum to helm some opening. Good, that's exactly what you're going to do. So now let me turn this over to the right side so that you see what it looks like on the right side. And guys, this is what it looks like on the right side. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to work on the sleeve. Okay, so now I'm going to keep the dress aside while I bring another piece of fabric to draft the sleeve. And guys, this is the piece of fabric that I'm going to use to draft the sleeve. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to fold these pieces into 2. The width of this fabric is 14 inches, while for the length I'm working with a length of 18 inches. Now if you want your sleeve fuller than mine, if you want your drape to be fuller than mine, then you can increase your measurement. Maybe the width should be 16 while the length is 20. It all depends on what you want. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to divide this into 2 for the both sleeve. But if you have more of the main fabric, you can actually use it like this, but my fabric is not enough, so I'll be dividing this into 2. Then I'll be cutting a lining for it. So guys, I'm done cutting the lining that I'll be using to turn the main fabric. So what you're just going to do is to place your lining on it. Then you're going to head over to the sewing machine and sew it just the way you see me directing. And I will also do the same thing to the second pieces as well. So let me go and do this and bring it. So guys, this is what I have after I was done sewing. So the next thing I'm going to do is to turn this over to the right side. After that, I'm going to take it over to the ironing table and give this a good press. I will be ironing this alongside the second sleeve. So guys, this is what I have it looking like after I was done ironing. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to fix this on the dress. So I'm just going to bring the dress like this. Now this part of the sleeve that is open, that is what you're going to pleat around the dress armhole. I totally did not know that. I was off the camera when I was pleating this around the dress armhole, so that is why I am explaining this now. This part of the sleeve that is open, that is what you are going to pleat around the dress armhole. You will pleat it, drape it, use your pin to hold it down, and after you're done with the first side, you're going to turn it over and do the same thing to the second side as well. I did not know that. I was off the camera while doing this, so please bear with me. Once you are done pleating, you're going to do the same thing to the second sleeve as well, and after that you're going to head over to the sewing machine and you're going to stitch this up. So guys, this is what I have it looking like after I was done sewing. Like I told you, the sleeve, you're going to pleat it around the dress armhole. So this is it, and this is the outcome. You can see how beautiful and how nice it looks. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you watched this video to this point, you are the real OG. I really appreciate. I hope you find this video really helpful, and if you do well by giving this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you have any question, any style inspiration you want me to recreate, let me know in the comment section. For now, bye. I will see you all in my next video.